Hey, hello, and welcome back to Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and today is Q and A Monday, so ask me anything you'd like, and I will try and answer. If you are on the replay joining me, welcome. Be sure, and if you have a question, write replay and ask your question. It's good if you can keep questions short and not like explain a whole bunch of things, but just like make it a quickie question. That's a lot easier than a big long one. Sometimes they get like uber complicated. I'm like, not sure which part is the question and which part is the explanation. Anyway, hey, welcome everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so glad you're joining me today. You are joining Kristen at Good Knit Kisses. If you're just catching me for the first time, let me know you're new. And then of course I have my regular people that I love when they come on and say hello. Hey, look, my friend Amanda came on. Hi, Amanda. I don't know if she said anything yet, but I just see she joined because if you're my friend, I see you when you pop on. Hey, good morning, Bridget. Good morning, Chris and Ellie and Debbie. Hey, Heather and Carol. Carol, I hope you get to feeling better real soon. Carol is on the Good Knit Kisses team, and she has not been feeling well. So if y'all can send her some prayers and stuff, it's been far too long, and she needs to get well. So good morning, Susan and Rebecca and Crystal. Hey, y'all. I'm able to scroll on Facebook. Yay. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Facebook. You fixed it. Hopefully. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Robin. Robin, did you get your yarn yet? Oh my gosh. Tell me. Hey, Adam. Hey, Carly. Yes, and good, feel better, Ellie says, Carol. Aw, Chris says, feel better. Oh my gosh, my glasses are, woo, not good. See, all the get wells and good wishes for you, Carol. We love you. We hope you feel better soon. Hey, Joanne, I see you hopped on. And I got Angie and Bonnie. Good morning. So, I'm going to jump in and get started. So I found out my neighbor was watching my broadcasts. She watched it Friday when I was live on YouTube. And I was like, are you going to start like knitting and crocheting and stuff? This is my new neighbor because I just moved in like a couple months ago. It's funny because she moved in like a couple months before me. And I'm like, yay, are you going to start coming to knit night and all that stuff? And start knitting and stuff. And she's like, no, I just like to listen to you when I'm working. She works from home like I do. So if you're out there, hey Penny, little heads up, hey, props to Penny. So anyway, yeah, so funny. Hey Judith, hey Angie and Bonnie. No yarn yet, Robin. Boo. I've got a. Anyway, I wish they were sending me like a tracking and then I would really know. Robin is working on a matching hat to the Easy Knit sweater pattern, and it's so cute. And she's kind of like gone like easy. She's gone crazy on the, what is it? What is the initials that you've dubbed it? Like you write the thing and I have to remember, oh, that's the easygoing knit sweater. So the easygoing hat to match. She's gone hog wild for. She loves it. I'm so glad. she's working on it for the Loom for everybody. So we're gonna put that up. I think we just start blogging on it no matter what. I don't know what the yarn is, and then we'll substitute it later because it's great. Adam, thank you. Adam says I look great, y'all. This is a hat day. This is a bad hair day, but it's good because I'm wearing my hat from the book, and today's the last day for the entries in the Loom, the Flower Loom crochet book. And you could get the digital copy of this and the Loom. There's 3 different winners. And so today up until midnight, my time, Central Standard Time, you can still get your entries in. Yay! And then Joanne will be helping me pull the winners, and we will send that off and get your your mailing address. So keep watching your inboxes if you have signed up for that. And in the next day or two, you'll get those emails and respond with your address, or else we have to draw somebody new. So, and then we'll get those out to you. So anyway, Hey, Angie. Hey, Chris. Oh, Chris, yay, scrolling the comments appears to be fixed. It was so annoying. Yes. Were you guys having trouble on your end scrolling the comments? Angie says you got a SKF. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, good spring vacation. Yeah, we had a good spring vacation. We did it a week ago, more of a full week ago now with my kids. But, you know, depending upon where you are in the land, you may have it like the week before, or that week, or the week after. The cousins, some of the cousins from our family that the kids are really close in age to, theirs was the week before ours, in which it kind of sucks because we really like to go with them. If you've ever seen Louisa Mangus hop on, our family and their family, because we're both married to the brothers, and we like to take our kids out on a big vacation, and we go get like an Airbnb, like rent a house so it keeps the price down. And so we like to go to Colorado or wherever. One year we went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I was so happy to know that that was one of the places that wasn't touched by the fire. So that was awesome. So if you live in or around the Gatlinburg area and Pigeon Forge and all that stuff, I hope all is well with you from that crazy fire that happened. That was awful. We really enjoyed our time there, I know. Chris has totally missed the Friday live. Oh, I thought it had been canceled, but it was just in the time change. I know. Is it weird for you guys, like, with time changes? This year, for some reason, I just, I couldn't really get on to the, usually it's just an hour, but it just seemed so crazy this year, trying to get, that hour back. And then we end up going backwards in time because we go to, we end up going to like the same week that we had the time change. And then we went to Colorado and went back an hour, and then we had to come back, and it was like, I think I lost another hour of my life. I don't know. So thanks, Joanne, for the link to the blog. That's where you enter in for the giveaway for the Flower Loom Crochet Book and Loom. Good morning, Marge. I see you. Hey, Deborah. Thank you with the love for the hat. That's my favorite. I'm just saying. Angie, you're excited? Are you gonna try and win the book? Hey, Angie, are you the one, or is it Joanne? Is Angie the one who had the question on the live from Friday? She said she had a live question. Hey, you guys, if you have a question for me, be sure and keep it short, just like a couple of lines, because Facebook kind of cuts it off. So keep your questions short and ask me as simple as you can. You can ask me multiple questions, but just ask me one question, and then I'll try and answer. Oh, Laura, you got your granddaughters for spring break all week. Oh, fun. What are y'all going to do? That sounds nice. Hopefully it's a nice thing. Have some grandma time to have, we have an old family friend, and, they call it, what do they call it? Nana camp. And when Nana has, all the kids, and I think they have like 17 grandkids or something, like a huge amount. And then so they made it like, now they're all the kids are like teenagers and 20-year-olds, and they just have a blast together, and I love seeing it. They've even gotten to where they wear like themed t-shirts for Nana Camp. I know, it's crazy. So yeah, Chris, yeah, I couldn't go back in the comments like usual. Yeah, I would just skip and stuff. So thank you, Facebook. Thank you. Appreciate it. Speaking of sign language, I want to do my thank you. Thank you to everyone who's contributed to the captions project. I've still got to go through those. So I've got like 6 at least that I know that are waiting on me to do, because what happens is I have to have the time to sit there and watch them and double check them. So yeah. So I've got to do that. But if you guys will continue on, like, pick one that's, I think we have a blog that has a way to sign up for it, and you can see the spreadsheet that Joanne had put together, and you can pick like the smallest time if you want, and sign your name up, and it has a link to go directly to it. And so as long as you have a YouTube account, which if you have a Gmail account, you pretty much have a YouTube account, and because they're connected. Just go there and you'll be able to do the captions. If you can turn on auto captions first and it kind of like auto populates it, then that makes it easier to work on that. Anyway, and also, if you do my name is Kristen, and if you do Good Knit Kisses, you can put it all squished together, or you can do a separate between Good Knit and then Kisses. So that's just how I edit and stuff. But if you get it wrong, it's okay. I usually fix it. So, Robin says, working on another EKSH hat. That's the easygoing knit hat. Oh, and the reflective yarn. That's so cool. Angie says, Joanne, thanks for the help, but still epic failure. Oh, and she flunked. So back to pre-K looming class, LOL. Aw. Yeah, so I'm considering having a loom knitting class that is on a separate server than YouTube, and it functions more as a course, kind of like an Etsy, I mean not an Etsy course, like a like an Annie's or a Craftsy course. And it would be one where it's like taking a video of mine, even if it's a video that's on YouTube, but I like chunk it up in sections, and then I come in and add some new video stuff to it. And it would be like a paid class, except the fact that you're getting me. So instead of going to your local yarn shop, you would be getting me, and then we have a separate area where you can, well, in the same system, where you can ask questions, and also you can talk to other people back and forth about what's going on. So if you're interested in a loom knitting class like that, that's something that I am working towards to get help on some of the finer points of those things. So I know it's hard to go to a local knitting classes for more advanced things too, for loom knitting, because a lot of times when you go to class for loom knitting, it's just really basic and simple. Like, we're just going to make a hat, or you're just going to make a scarf, and it's always the same thing, or usually the same thing. And so I'd really like to kind of advance that. And anyway, so is anyone, if you're interested in something like that, give me a heart. I would keep the price low. It would be something like $5 or $10 depending upon what I'm doing. I might go a little higher one day, but I want to keep the price kind of low. But you would also get like a digital pattern, and we would work over how you look at that. So basically it's like getting a digital pattern, then adding a few more dollars just because I have some extra time involved. So yeah, if you're interested in something like that, let me know. That'll motivate me to prod and to get that going. Anyway, Heather says she rated her mother-in-law's yarn, but you bought her more. Oh, you know, it's really nice when you have a friend to do that, because I have people come over sometimes, and then they're like, oh, I've been running, you know, I'm at the end of this one yarn, and I really need this other thing. And then I'm like, I think I have that, and I'm not finished, you know, I decided not to use it or whatever. And so I give it to them, and then we're chatting about something else, and they're like, oh, I have that. And then you kind of like just swap back and forth. So it's really nice to have someone you can do that with, right? That is so great, Heather, that you were teaching her how to loom. That's wonderful. Elizabeth says, I agree about time. I just can't seem to get caught up. Yeah, it's hard. Kind of stick with one project at a time. I had Joanne had encouraged me to finish this one project because I have an inclination to, oh, I need to go on to this next thing. Oh, I need to go on. And she's like, no, honey, you only have this little bit left. Please finish this one thing. Do the thing. Do it well, so that when you go to this other thing and come back, you won't be like, what was I doing again? And I'm like, you're so right. So it's good to have a friend to be like, okay, now you need to finish this project. So I'm going to be your friend today and say, finish that project that you haven't done the bind off on and weave in the tails. Let's all do that today. I'm going to do that today, later on today, when I get off of here and after I have a phone call about another project that I'm trying to bring out to you guys. I am going to do that for another project. So anyway, yeah. Oh, let's see. Margie, just seen the top of your hat. Love it. Are there instructions on the page? This hat right here is from the Flower Loom Crochet book. And it's this hat right here. See that with the swirl? And you make the flower on the flower loom. And I show you how to do it that way in the book. And then there is the, so you have to crochet. So if you don't crochet, this would be a good gift for a friend who does. And you can offer to make the flowers for them if you want. Let's see, I'm trying to find the one. Let's see, I haven't memorized the page numbers that they're on. I don't know why I haven't, but I haven't. Probably because I saw it in all kinds of orders when the book was happening. Where is this darn? Okay, anyway, this is the swirl beret, and we go through it like round by round. So it goes like round by round by round. It's not a diagram. It's written instructions for the beret, but the beret is on the intermediate skill level. But there are things on the easy and intermediate skill level in here. This big shawl here that's in the front, is mostly flowers, and then it's a join as you go technique. It's in crochet thread because when you do chain stitches and other things, it's basically, it makes three threads together. It's not just like one, so it kind of bulks up. And so we did that to keep the bulk down. So yeah. Robin said, I made that 3 beanies on Friday. Oh, sorry. I'm reading her thing. I'm trying to understand her thing. Robin's saying she made, you put a flower on the top from the clover flower loom. Oh, so you figured out how to make a flower and put on the top of a hat. Oh, that's excellent, Robin. Yeah, sweet. I would love to see that. Yeah, just send that to me. Yeah, Nana Camp sounds awesome, Chris. Hi, Alicia. What are we talking about? Anything and everything. If you have a question for me, ask me. We've been talking about the Flower Loom book giveaway and the loom. That ends today. And then we've got, I'm talking about the hat right now that I'm wearing. And then any questions that you guys have. Yeah, Ania, you love my hat in purple. Yeah, this is a alpaca. It's a baby alpaca. So it's like real soft, real soft. Simply Kriya is the name of it. And it is, it's on Annie's website if you want to get any. I don't know how long they're going to have it. So if you're interested in that particular color, I call it out in the book. Let me see if I can tell you. That is, let's see. Materials is Haiku. I'm sorry, is Haiku by Simplia. The C is capitalized, but Haiku, like Hikoo yarns, Simply Kriya. And it's a medium worsted weight baby alpaca yarn. And it's 25 grams per ball. And this took 2 balls of purple and then 1 ball of this kind of peach color. So numbers 251 is the color of the purple. And 250 is the peach. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. It's lovely. And I still have more of the peach, of course. So I think what would be fun is if I did like a opposite one with the peach with maybe the pink, the purple swirl inside or something like that. And maybe like edge it with the purple as well. Beth, when she was making this, because Beth, I did all the flowers, and then Beth Ham is the other crochet designer, and she made a, I wish I had it here, but she had done this swirl hat where we alternated the 2 colors, and it swirled all the way around, and has this kind of stripe look to it, and, but it swirled, so at the top, it looks really cool. We decided against that for the book, but I've still got the sample. I'm like, I love it. So, let's see. Angie, charcoal hat. I'm not sure what Angie, you're saying about the charcoal hat thing. Good morning, Heather Hinkle. Hi, Julie. My friend Julie I went to design school with. Hey, Julie. I see you popping on. Margie, you'd love a class like that? Yay. Sign me up. Sign me up. Oh, good. Okay. Sorry, I'm behind on the comments. Jennifer says, Jennifer's waiting on her ride to the airport. 3 balls of yarn should be enough. Yes. I don't know. It depends on how long your wait is, but I would hope so. Depends on if you're pulling 3 at the same time, then I don't know. Heaven help you. Hi, Melody in Louisiana. Alicia says, yes, a loom knitting class would be great. The decrease and increase are hard for me. Learning to loom, knit the sock. You're doing sock yarn and on the sock loom. Awesome. I think Knitting Board has some really good videos on the sock loom, like doing short rows and stuff. And people have asked me to do it. I will probably do a sock loom video in the future, but right now, just to have one. But honestly, most of the time I refer people to either to Knitting Board or over to the Answer Lady, Catherine Jubberly, who on Facebook, she goes by Kate. What does she go by? Kate. I almost said Kate Winslet. That's not right. Anyway, but anyway, she does stuff on the Kiss Loom, and she shows a lot of looming techniques. And if you're not afraid to try something and look at the Kiss Loom stuff and then want to learn techniques to translate them over, because most of the Kiss Loom stuff can translate over. But anyway, she is specifically doing Kiss Loom stuff because it is a little different. But yeah, you can still do the same techniques on there. Most, because it just looks a little different because the way they wind the yarn, but it's really the same. Joanne, oh, and I do have some increase and decrease videos as well. If you go to my channel, go to youtube.com/goodknitkisses, not the top search area, but the bottom search area. Well, it's kind of midway down where it says playlists on there. In the search, type decrease, and you'll see any videos that I have made that have decreases. It could be needle, it could be loom, it could be crochet. Mostly it's needle and loom. Or you can type increase, so increase or decrease or any kind of technique that you want. Just keep your words simple and it'll populate a whole bunch that are just my videos if you're wanting to know what I have to say about it. And you can do that on other people, other favorites. So Joanne says I need to take my own advice. I don't know what that was, but okay. Lori says, oh, that was about finishing your project. If you're just popping on, we were encouraging each other to finish that project, that pesky project of yours that needs to be bound off. Or the tails woven in. You'll be so happy that you did it. And Joanne was pushing me to do it. Now she's saying she needs to follow her own advice. So, and I can't even show you what it is that she wants me to finish, because she asked me this morning, she's like, what can you show on camera? And I'm like, nothing, because it's like all secret stuff until I post it. So right now, one of the secret things is for someone else. So I really can't post it. I actually will. Usually they are. So anyway, I'm working on the stuff for the Knit and Crochet Now show right now, so I can't show the samples. And I really want people's feedback on it right now. Desperately, I really want to show people. It's so hard. I really want to. Yeah, Robin says, turn those UFOs and whips into FOs. So we're going to turn those unfinished objects and work in progress to finished objects. Yes. Down with the UFO, up with the FO. Chris, let's see. Get it even if you don't crochet. Years ago, I bought the original Flower Power loom, made tons of flowers, and learned to crochet and join them. The loom started my crochet adventure. Yeah. So this is technically, it's not a knit. This is a woven flower. So whenever you see these looms, even like the Nifty Knitter Bloom loom and other brands that have the little, what they call a flower loom, they're not actually not knit at all. They're weaving. So, but they kind of fit, loom knitters end up kind of fitting them in their category because we like the pegs and it kind of makes sense. So, Angie, oh, you have to get to physical therapy. I'm sorry, hon. I hope you have a good day of physical therapy. Work hard. Melody, oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. She says, I absolutely love your video tutorials. You truly inspire me. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad. Let's see. Okay, Heather has a question. Do you happen to have a video on blocking methods and step-by-step instructions? Heather, yes, I do have a video on wet blocking, and I do chat about that. I think the safest is wet blocking. I would say, now other people steam, and I've steamed a few times, but I prefer the wet blocking method. And if something is just really stingy, I will steam it. The way I've steamed something, if I'm not sure about the yarn, is I've actually taken a wet towel and put it over the item. The item's already wet and everything, and then I put the towel over the item, and then I'll steam that. Now I have to be careful with my hands that I don't, burn myself or something. But I steam it that way, and so it infuses more heat into it, and then it helps it. That's actually how I blocked my this cowl here. This cowl here that has the Indian cross stitch. So it actually worked out better, and I didn't have to worry about killing the yarn, because on acrylic, if you use too much steam, you're kind of killing the springiness of the yarn. And so with wet blocking, it's much easier to do that. I recommend getting, you want to get the T-pins that are rust proof. And I do talk about that in the video. And I use like my kids' old block letters. They don't use them anymore, but you know, the little mats that have all the letters on them, I use those even though they kind of pop out. One day I'm sure I'll invest in some more expensive, you know, blocking boards, but for now those work just fine. I'm all about doing what you can do on a budget. If you knew how I originally created my videos, you would be laughing so hard. Yes, I'm good about being on a budget for a while. So, excuse me. The other thing you need, I get a spray bottle, and I only use clean water. So like I'll actually buy the spring water that's in a jug, and I like to make sure so it doesn't have any mineral deposits or anything like that. We have heavier water here. It's not like super heavy, but it's enough for me to go, you know what, maybe I should use some clean water. So spring water, and then it doesn't have to be like the sterilized or anything, but or nursery water or whatever. And I also use that in my steamers to keep minerals out. But anyway, yeah, I use that. I pour that in my spray bottle. I use soak. There's other things that you can use, Rapture, and there's a few other things. Anyway, and then I've got like a little soaking tub, and I put, I think it's like a teaspoon or tablespoon of it, and then you put in the clean water, and then you soak your item for about 15 minutes. And then when you wring it out, you want to kind of gently wring it out, and then you have a couple of clean towels to roll it in to get most of the drippiness off, and then you want it damp when you put it on the blocking board. I actually use something, from Knitter's Pride. They're these blocking pins. They're like in a little purple box. What are they called? Anyway, I use those, and it's like having like teeth, like several of those T-pins in it, and you just go, you know, and so they're kind of an investment. And so like last year I bought one set, and this year I bought another set. So I'm kind of slowly building up how much I have, and I use them in conjunction with my T-pins. Deborah says, what day are you picking the winner for the book? I want to be sure I'm watching when I win. Positive thinking. I'm going to pick the winner tomorrow, and we'll just email them out. I don't think I'm going to broadcast about it, but I probably will. I may mention them again on Wednesday. Wednesday we're going to go over, we're going to do the Loom Knit Sampler from Kathy Norris. Leisure Arts and Kathy Norris is the Loom Knit Sampler book. I know this is backwards for you guys, but this is the book I'm going to talk about on Wednesday. We'll have a new giveaway. So anyway, I decided not to do the release with the video just for my own timing purposes for what I need to get done around here. I'm not going to do a release of that. So you guys are going to have to watch your email. And it ends tonight at midnight, my time, Central Standard Time. So go ahead and do it now. Get your entries in. So good luck. Good luck to everybody. Hey, Myrna Springer. I see you jumped on. Oh, Heather, I'm so sorry you got sick on vacation. Oh, Joanne, thank you for the link to the wet blocking video. So that link is in there for you guys who would like that. One at a time, Jennifer says. Thank you, Kate Winslow. No wonder I was thinking Kate Winslet. Thanks, Joanne. I'm late on the comments here. Ania, alpaca, never used it. I could try to do with cotton or acrylic. Yeah, you could. Yeah. I'm just going to say, if you ever get a chance to invest in something like that, in alpaca, it's quite hypoallergenic, and anyway, it's really nice. It's not itchy or anything. Oh, I hope that was an accident. Somebody hit a mad face. Y'all hit some love button or something. I don't know what that was. Joanne says, I learned how to loom knit socks from the KB videos. They're very good. Yeah, I think the lighting on them is excellent. The angle on them is excellent. I think they did a really good job in that series of videos. And I'm all about like giving props to people who do a great video on a particular technique. I'm like, use them, you know, like what? You don't have to use me. I would love for you to, you know, I would love for people to, when they have a question, like to go to my channel first and like look and see if I have the answer for something, and then ask me if I have it, rather than ask me to dig through my videos. I would love that. Give give myself some love for that. I would love that. Because I have like over 400 videos now. And so I may have the answer. However, there are other loom knitters out there that have the answer too. Anyway, I would suggest though, for ease of purposes to eliminate all the needle videos and stuff from many other people's channels, go to your favorite loom knitter's channel and go to that search bar that's in their channel and find the different sets. So like type that in, you know, and make a list of your favorite loom knitting channels, and then you can do that, you know, like make a bookmark, you know, and make like a folder that says loom knitting, and then it has all your favorite YouTubers who do that, and then you can find your answer quicker. That's a great way to do it. So Eva says, which is easier to use, S-Loom or the Infinity Loom? Depending upon what brand you're talking about, the Infinity Loom is kind of a generic name for an S-Loom. And so there is a brand that is, their Infinity Loom is an S-Loom. So, and I'm getting some of them mixed up in my head right now, but I thought Cindy Wood is called an Infinity Loom, or maybe it was DA Loom that was Infinity. I don't know. I forget. So, yeah, but they're both bulky and you have to kind of work your way around it. Any large loom is going to be a total personal preference thing. And I talked about that a little bit last week. So, if you want to kind of catch my notes on that last week. Yeah, Heather says, I thought they're the same loom. Alicia says, I have two scarf. One blanket is a temperature blanket. The other one's for my dad. The first scarf is for a coworker and my mom. You're doing a blanket for a panel? Yeah, not done. So she's listing off her works in progress. Chris says, good idea about the spring water. Sacramento has the hardest water ever. Totally yucky. Yeah. Yeah, I just keep a clean spray bottle. I don't even have it in... it's like not in reach, so I can't like show you I have like a little, one of these baskets over here. I keep all my stuff in it, and I keep the bottle, like, cause it's a tall enough basket, I keep the bottle upright, and then I keep my silk stuff in there, and I keep my pins. The only thing I don't keep in there is obviously the project, and then I have like a basin tub. It's like this flexible one. And then the boards are hidden in another spot, so. The book looks beautiful. Thank you, Christy. Good morning, Stephen. I see you. I was talking again about all the, I didn't mention Stephen yet, but yeah, all the wonderful captions that are waiting for me to check. So thank you again for all your hard work. Alicia, the S-Loom is not the same as the Infinity. The S-Loom has more pegs on the other side. Yeah, some of the Infinity looms have, they're set up with if it's Cindy Wood is really good about, well, she has a couple of different ones. I don't know if she got rid of the one that was only made for, there's one that was made just for double knitting all the time, like not actually flat panels back and forth. But if it's the one that's made for making flat panels or for double knitting, she has it to where one color is a different peg. Different pegs are different colors. So there's two different colors of pegs, and the one that has the least amount, because she's now changed her color theming, the peg that is the least amount, you skip that one when you want to double knit. So what that does is, and if you've got a knitting board, you're going to have to go, I've got a video and a blog on it. I had blogged first, and then I did a quickie video. I have one, and Amanda with Hypnotic Hysteria, she has a video. So it's the same patterning, but you're going to have to skip certain pegs in order to get that patterning. If you don't, what happens is you'll start wrapping the whole thing, and then you kind of run out of room. And then when you get your knitting done, you're going to look at it and go, oh, these are really crowded right here, and these are kind of spread out, and these are crowded. And so it's better to do that for consistency. Okay. Good morning, Nana. That's so funny. Your name is Nana. We were talking about Nana. Nana. What did I say she called it? Nana Club. Nana Camp. That's right. Nana. She calls it Nana Camp. A grandmother calls her when all of her grandkids come over. She calls it Nana Camp. Joanne says, I met an alpaca farmer on Saturday at the farmer's market. She was spinning away, and her yarn was gorgeous. Awesome. We got to go to an alpaca farm back in 2012, and we did I say we, it was Beth Ham, another YouTuber who helped me work on the flower loom book, and Mikey with the Crochet Crowd. We all three hosted a retreat back in 2012, and we went to an alpaca farm and learned some very interesting things. So if you can ever find like an alpaca farm near you, and really like ask him the questions and really just get to know the owners, and they'll tell you all kinds of really interesting things. They also have llamas on site, and I want to say that the llamas actually help being there with the alpaca. I can't remember if it's like a protection thing or what. And then he also has some Great Pyrenees that help kind of be like the border patrol for varmints and stuff like that. Yeah. Let's see. Robin says, I love alpaca and I'm fortunate to have a local farm that sells alpaca. Yeah. That's awesome when you can support a local farmer. That's great. Yeah. And some of them, like they have people come in like once a year to shear them. And then they either send them off or they card and wash and do them there. They all have different methods. And so it's really nice to go get to know them. And you could even ask them, hey, when is the event when, you know, you have the shearers come in, or do they take them somewhere to get that done? So, or do they do it themselves? You know, so it's good to ask those questions. So, oh, Elizabeth says she's going to have to go on a yarn diet and use up a lot of what I have. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment with only a large closet, needs to say. Oh, you kind of ran out of room. Yeah, you have to keep your questions short on here. I went on a yarn diet a couple of years ago, and I really started using my stash as much as I could. And it worked really well. But, you know, every so often I was like, oh, I need this other color or need whatever. And so I would go to the store and try and be like really good about only buying like one thing or whatever it was. It's so hard, but it's worth it because like when you do get that stash down, then when you buy new things, it's just like, oh, this is so cool. And you can kind of, you know, anyway, it feels good. But you can also like look on Ravelry and you can list your stash too. And if someone's really looking for something, then they'll contact you. And yeah, you could have something that is no longer being produced and someone else really, really needs. So you can kind of work something out. Carol, DA Looms was the Infinity Loom. Thank you, Carol. That's why I was thinking that. That's what they called it. Alicia, is the alpaca yarn washable and dryable? Well, you can wash and dry it. They just have different care instructions. I mean, usually hand washing is the best. You know, you don't want to, you know, rub on it and everything and agitate it a bunch. Thelma, good morning. Let's see. Amanda says, I would like to invest in interchangeable knitting needles, preferably metal. Do you have any recommendations? Thanks. Actually, these are the ones I use. They're called carbons. A lot of people really love the Addies. I do like the Addies, but I do prefer, I really like my carbons. But yeah, these you just screw off, and they come with like this little pin. So this little kit here has this little pin, P-I-N. I don't know what they actually call it, but it's like, or it's called a key. And so the key goes in and fits in the small part of the cord, and then it gives you something to kind of turn, like hold, and then you can unscrew it, and then, or you can screw it on and make sure it's like nice and tight, and then it just comes out, and so that way these don't come apart. I like that set. It comes with these little stoppers on it, so you can always like remove the, you can even remove the needle, and you can even like, so say you have to put it away for a while, they come with these little tabs here that actually say the millimeter size or the needle size, and they have like a little hole on them, and you can slide them on the, you can slide them on this part on the cord, and then put the little things to screw it in, and have it all separate. So if you need to like really put that project away for a while, but you need the needles, that way you can remember what was used. So it only works, these only work like on interchangeable needles because the little holes on them they don't slide over like a stitch marker. They don't slide over the needle. So you would have difficulty knitting with them on, but they're really meant for like storage. So that's kind of a nice thing. They also have these little grippy things, which like some of them don't have a key, but they have a little grip thing sometimes. And you can use that to help with holding it in place. I'll put these away. They also come with multiple cords and stuff. This set is the, so carbons. Oh, you can't read that. Okay, but it's a K. K-A-R-B-O-N-Z. And this is the interchangeable MIDI set. And this pack that I had is 4 needle tips. It's 7, 8, 9, and 10, which is metric size. It's 4.5, 5, 5.5, and 6. And it came with 2 cords, which is a 24-inch and a 32-inch. And then it has a set of size markers and 4 end caps and 4 cord keys. Cord key, that's what they're calling that. Okay. So now that we have that, and it comes in this little zipper pouch. And they have other sets too. I actually really like, I'm really enjoying this set that I got. This is also Knitter's Pride, and this is wood. It's Dreams. And the wood, I think this is a birch wood, and then they've coated it, and they're all stained. See, they're all stained different colors for the different gauges. And I really like them, and they actually work really, really fast. The set that came in like a black leather pouch that I got at Michael's, this is a bamboo one. It's not metal. This bamboo set, depending upon the yarn, I like it, but most yarns I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would, unless it's just a really slick yarn, and then I use this if it's a really slick yarn. It's Takumi. It's from Clover, T-A-K-U-M-I, and the set comes with multiple cords, which is nice. 16-inch, 24, 29, 36, and 48-inch, although I don't know where some of my cords are right now. But yeah, it's got multiple sizes in there. I'm trying to remember where the thing is. It shows what sizes they are. Sorry, I'm looking down. But this set right here, I'm really enjoying, and they now have colored cords which show you like the size of the cord, which is really nice. And then you see all the little extra things in here that lets you, like, they have this size markers and the end caps and stuff like that. So, and I end up throwing all my other needles in here. So this little zipper pouch, it's kind of like, reminds me of a makeup bag. And then I can just throw them all together, and I have all my interchangeables together. And then this is what I have my fixed needles in. So those are the ones, a fixed circular needle, excuse me, is what is called, is when it doesn't come apart. Robin says, I have an alpaca sweater that I have washed in the washer on delicate and reshaped to dry. The hats and cows I wash by hand and air dry. Yeah, you're going to air dry that. Yeah, Robin's saying if the alpaca is in a blend, you might find machine washable. Yeah, you always want to look at the care instructions on your yarn, but go with the care instructions. If it's a combination, say you're pulling from a strand with alpaca and then pulling from another yarn to combine with it, you're going to want to use the washing instructions for the more delicate yarn. So just because you add acrylic to it doesn't make it more washable. Carol says, my new addiction is a 10-stitch blanket. I was so excited because it was such a pain point for her. I have 2 on the go and keep thinking which yarn to start the new one. Yeah, that's hard. Finish the first one. Finish the first one. Eva says, I have the KBS loom and the other S loom is easier. Let's see. I think also what makes a difference is the peg size. So like the DA loom one had like this little ball thing on top. And then the Cindywood loom has like a really flat, round, looks like a pill, like a fat pill that's stuck on the top of the head of that on the older style looms. They have now have some on their small gauge and smaller, the pegs are more similar to these pegs from Knitting Board, and so the Knitting Board and the smaller gauge ones from Cindy Loom are very similar, and those I like those pegs a lot because they're not cumbersome at the top. It doesn't pop off unless you're like a super loose knitter, you know, that kind of thing. And if you're a super tight knitter and it pops off, then you have a harder time picking that stitch up, I will say. Let's see. Chris says she totally loves interchangeables. We haven't invested in high quality, but I totally love my Needle Master with ChowGoo cables. Oh, you can use Needle Master with ChowGoo cables? Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow, those look awesome. Amanda says, I think you're talking about my Knitter's Pride ones. Oh, Elizabeth says, I watched you Wednesday broadcast a replay. Love your set of furls. Yes, my furls are pretty awesome. They're like sort of out of reach. I could reach them if anybody wants to see them. Maybe. I think so. Where did I get the holder for the circular needles? I like to get the one help save space. Yeah, this one's called, I'm sure you can find it online. I got this at a local yarn shop when I was in Colorado Springs, but I know other people have them. The Circular Solution. So look up the Circular Solution, and apparently she has different solutions. So she has the Circular Solution for circular needles, or the Circular Solution for straight, or for DPN, double pointed needles. So there's different solutions. So can you use the Karen cakes on the S Loom? You can use Karen cakes depending upon the gauge you have, especially if you're double knitting. You may need 2 strands. So you may need 3 depending upon what it is. And make a swatch. That's one big thing that I really want you guys to start trying to do, is make a swatch before you start. If you are unsure, if you have never used that yarn on that loom, and you're not sure, then that's the perfect time to make a swatch, because you may not like the result and you may be like, oh, I'm so glad that I did not spend all this extra time. You know, making a swatch, it helps you see what that stitch on that loom and that yarn is going to be. But it also helps you with sizing. So if you're not sure how many stitches to cast on, if you will make a small swatch and you measure how many stitches per inch there are, and then you figure, okay, now I got 4 stitches per inch and I want 11 inches. Well, say 11 times 4, 44. Now I'm going to cast on 44 pegs. Ta-da! You know, you could add 2 if you're going to be slip stitching, doing a slip at the beginning and the end of that. So there you go. That's a very simple way to do it. Sweet rolls. Oh, she's talking about Karen versus sweet rolls. Sweet rolls are a little bit bulkier. Furls needs a loom hook, Robin says. Yeah, I would suggest though getting one, if you want to get like the lowest hook size that you use with looms, if you want it for picking up a drop stitch, or for if you need to crochet like an edge around something or hook something together for the end of your panel, I would suggest getting one Furls hook just for that. I have a link for that on my website. On getting it. It is an affiliate link. I would love if you used it. So anyway, but the month of March, there is a coupon. My video last week where I talked about it, it talks about the different discounts you can get right now. So if you want to get a hook, they also have a thing where if you buy 2 things, like if you get the hook with a hook holder, that way when it's just sitting there at home, you have a little spot for it. May or may not be necessary for you, but they have that. They also have yarn bowls and stuff like that. So let's see. I'm so bad about not doing the swatch thing. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry to me. It's helpful for you. It really is. It's helpful for you. Okay, so someone was talking about the Loom Knit Samplers book on Good Knit Kisses. I haven't answered them because the 2 people who answered them really answered pretty adequately. They were tagging me for something that Kathy Norris could answer herself, but and asking me about this. I'm supposed to be looking this over, and I will be talking about this on Wednesday. Honestly, I have been working on some other things, and so I have not poured through it yet, but I will have by Wednesday. But they were asking about the stitches, and is it E-wrap or is it true knit? Is it flat knit, U-knit for the main knit stitches? My answer is, I don't know. But when I look at a pattern, if I'm going to go and look at a pattern, like here's one that I'm coming across real quickly. Okay, so like, let's see, I'm going to see what I can show you. Okay, so here's some pattern stitches, okay? So you can't see all of it, and that's good because I'm not going to violate any kind of copyright stuff. But like, if you see the stitches here like this, okay, on the instructions it says knit across on a particular row, and then another thing says purl. See how these stitches are all like uniform, like a flat V, okay? They're not like kind of twisted on top of each other. And also, so anything that Leisure Arts writes, if it says EWK, it means E-wrap knit. So I know that these are not E-wrap knit. These also are kind of a normal gauge, so I would never just suggest to make a flat knit. I will just tell you that. If somebody wants you to make something flat knit, then then it's going to be a smaller, skinnier gauge. You're kind of interrupting the naturalness of it. A lot of the socks are made like that, but you're trying to get these small stitches, right? I would guess that this is a U-wrap knit or a true knit or traditional knit, where it's kind of like a reversing of the purl. So my guess is that. Now, if you tend to be a tight knitter, if you're like me, I have to like really make sure my U-knits do not turn out like flat knit. And then I may either make it and then kind of pull on it to make sure the gauge is right, or like really be intentionally loose. So anyway, that's my opinion on that. This one right here shows how uniform. See these V stitches? This is the V you're looking for right here. Okay, so this is a very uniform stitch. You can get away with making something E-wrap sometimes, but when you're trying to get something like here's a good one. This is called the square stitch. It's a little bit fuzzier of a yarn, but see how nice and uniform these stitches are? If I did that in an E-wrap, what it would do is it would make my stitches like wonky and like kind of big, and so instead of it being a V lined up like this, what it does is it kind of like puts one in front of the other, and it has this Y shape. And so when the fabric stretches, it goes like this. Okay? So if you make something all in E-wrap, then your project can really stretch, right? If you want that stretch, that's different. And if you want all your stitches to line up like that, that's different. But if you want them to be nice and smooth, then don't do an E-wrap. Robin says, I can never flat knit too tight. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's hard. And that's another reason why I don't like socks as much, is because it becomes so tight. It's just, I think it's just my personality, and I'm just, you know, I do relax a lot, and I may seem like so laid back on some things and then intense on others. I'm just kind of intense. I can relax on things, but on the loom knitting, my problem is if I'm trying to go fast, if I'm trying to like get a project done, not that I'm not enjoying it, but if I'm intentionally trying to go fast, I tend to get tighter and tighter and tighter. So I have to think, calm down. So anyway, I hope that explanation about the E-wrap stitches, by the way, in needle knitting, if you ever see something that says TBL through the back loop, that is an E-wrap stitch. It's a twisted stitch. So if someone says twisted stitch or TBL through the back loop, that's an E-wrap. So if you're translating any patterns, you rarely see it. However, you will see it in needle patterns every so often. There are times when it actually calls for it on the reverse of a pattern, and it'll say through the back loop. And of course, the opposite is a purl stitch. However, it's a twisted purl stitch. So all you would have to do is on the right side, you do the flip and you go, okay, I'm going to do a purl stitch, but I twist it. So you make your purl stitch and then you just go boop and turn that loop over on that peg and you can twist it. And what it does is it makes that purl stretchy right there. And there may be a reason why that designer called for it to be twisted there, because it has to do with either setup for another row, or they need it more open in an area. So there's different reasons for wanting it that way. Also, if you want to try the Clapotis pattern, Calpotis, the Clapotis is a very popular needle pattern that Charity Wyndham had done, had translated for the Loom, and I have it in a series of videos. I don't know how many, 3 or 4 sections. And there's a very good reason why it has to be E-wrap. And so every so often there's an E-wrap. So at some point you actually end up taking the E-wrap part and actually letting it unhook and then fall. So it makes it have this elongated drop stitch that's widthwise. And so it pulls down and it has this really cool patterning. But if I had done it like where it just skips in this one part, then it would be shorter. But by making an E-wrap, it adds extra yarn, and so it makes it wider. Does that make sense? So anyway, that has been a good Q&A today. I hope you guys have learned something. I hope it's been helpful for you. Again, if you want to get the Flower Loom crochet book, you can click on the link on my channel, on my blog, and you can buy it. Get the hard copy and enter in the drawing to get a digital copy and the Loom. We have 3 winners. They can be international, anywhere in the world. And I hope that you win it. Be sure and check your email inbox tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm not sure what day I'm going to send that out. Probably late tomorrow, because we should know by morning. And be sure and check your junk mail just in case. So I'm really glad you guys joined me. If you liked anything that I said today, please give me some love. Be sure and share it. And I'm so glad you guys joined me. I'll be here Wednesday. We'll be talking about the LoomNet Samplers book. And we'll be coming out with, there's some new yarn coming up from Yarnspirations. I've got 2 new patterns that are coming up. So keep your ears peeled on Fridays for videos from me on YouTube. So I'll be back Wednesday. I hope you have a great day. Happy knitting and crochet. Bye, everyone.